match is back, and we're back at Anfield, where our last series reached such an unforgettable crescendo. Remember?
Charging through the midfield. Thomas, it's up for grabs now!
Over. It only took a minute, the flick and the sting. It's revitalised Spurs this afternoon. A month ago it would have been a case for the Equal Opportunities Commission. In boxing terms, a mismatch. But now it's Liverpool on the ropes. Unable to defend themselves at Southampton last weekend, they surrendered the league leadership. On Wednesday, it was a knockout.
We're winning it in the air. Can Smith get on the end of it? Yes!
Terry Venables is no stranger to football's shark-infested waters. He takes a dip every year and comes up, gritting his teeth. There's no stopping Spurs at the moment, and there's no stopping Gary. 8 goals in the last 7 games.
Lineker. Moran, it'll come for Lineker, he's free! And his hot streak continues.
And hear this, folks, he's never been on the losing side at Anfield. Great atmosphere, their collective and current market value, conservative estimate, well, over £20 million, I think that's about right. Hello from Anfield, where the wind, thank goodness, has subsided. It's a typical autumn afternoon, perfect conditions for football. Liverpool then on a losing streak, Spurs on a winning streak, and the leadership of the First Division there for the taking. Liverpool just need to win. Same goes for Spurs, but they'll need to do it by 3 goals. Mind you, they managed that at Old Trafford on Wednesday, so who knows? Maybe our studio guest, a Spurs reject, but that only merits, what, a paragraph in the Graham Souness story. Lovely to see you, Graham. Is it true what they say about Liverpool? 2 straight defeats, they're at their most dangerous right now.
I think they will be the most dangerous today. I think we could get a classic today. Tottenham are coming here looking to get a win. You see Liverpool looking to get a result after their 2 previous setbacks. I think it could be a classic today.
Nice words. We'll talk to you again at half-time. Well, also with us this afternoon is a Tottenham legend, known quite simply these days as Greavesy, alongside our match commentator, Brian Moore.
Well, James, a new job for you today.
It is indeed, Brian. May I say what a pleasure it is to be sat next to you and not stood next to Tommy Smith on the pitch.
Tell me, how do you think it might go today?
I think it's going to be very close. Spurs are on a roll. We know Liverpool have lost their last 2. I think it's going to be not necessarily a tight game goals-wise, but I think result-wise, Brian, it will tie.
Good. Our first job, of course, as usual, is to give you the 2 teams this afternoon. Here we go then. Liverpool, first of all, with Bruce Grobbelaar in goal. Number 2 is Glenn Hussein, the Swedish centre-back. 3, David Burrows. 4 is Steve Nicol, is still out with a neck injury, so it's Barry Venison who plays. Number 5 is Ronnie Whelan. 6, no Alan Hansen, he's still injured. Gary Ablett plays centre-back. 7, Peter Beardsley. 8, Ray Houghton. 9, Ian Rush. 10, John Barnes, and 11, Steve McMahon. Their formation then, with 2 up front, Ian Rush and Peter Beardsley, who was a sub at Arsenal in midweek. An extra responsibility, though, for Glenn Hussein at centre-back, with the continued absence of Alan Hansen, who jarred a knee at Southampton last weekend. He and Ablett, the central defenders. Spurs, meantime, without Paul Gascoigne, who's injured. No place for Paul Stewart either, even though he's clear of suspension. Let's take a check on their team. In goal, they've got Erik Torstvedt. The number 2 is Mitchell Thomas. He plays in midfield. 3, Pat van den Hauwe. 4, the Icelandic international Gudni Bergson comes in at right back for Terry Fenwick, who broke a leg last Wednesday. 5 is Paul Allen. 6, Gary Mabbott. 7, David Howells. 8, Naeem, the Spanish under-21 international. 9 is Vinny Samways. 10, Gary Lineker, of course, 8 goals in the last 7 games, the lone forward today. And number 11, Steve Sedgley, who'll be a central defender today. Here's how they'll line up with just 1 man up front, Gary Lineker, but with 5 men in midfield waiting to spring forward to support him. A referee today, David Hutchinson of Marcham in Oxfordshire. Well, those are the teams. If you're checking at home with your Liverpool Match View programme that you've received through the post, we'll be giving you details of that special service later in the programme. Liverpool then in the all-red strip as usual, attacking the goal to our right. Up to Rush. Houghton playing it in. Abbott behind this one for Tottenham. Remember, if Liverpool win, they go top tonight. If Spurs win, they share top place with Everton. Everton, of course, with a better goal difference. And Spurs must win 3-0 to go clear at the top themselves, and that might just take a bit of doing. Mind you, it's been a remarkable transformation just over the last month by this Tottenham side. Here's Hussein. Liverpool, who've lost their last 2. Bound by their own high standards for people to talk of a crisis. Some crisis. They've only lost 1 league game. And here are the substitutes today. Staunton and Molby for Liverpool, Walsh and Moran for Tottenham. There's big Eric Torstvedt. Ooh, Ablett misjudged that one, but from one goalkeeper to the other. Just a little bit of rain in the air. Just give a greasy top to this pitch now. It's in excellent condition. Henderson playing that forward for Rush. Here's Peter Beardsley. And a shot by Whelan over the top. A good break there, and 1 or 2 inquiring looks in that Spurs defence, allowing Whelan so much space to come in forward and to get a free shot. Jimmy Greaves?
Yeah, it looks as though it's the same old story with the Tottenham defence. They're going straight down the middle, Liverpool, Brian, and they're getting through. It's Rushy collected a great ball there, and really, I think Ronnie Whelan should have done better than that. They're bypassing the midfield where it's crowded, and I think that will be Liverpool's tactics at the moment.
Abbott beaten in the air by Rush. Beardsley's up there as well. It's got a bit more of the old look about it, Liverpool coming forward now that Houghton's in there and Rush is in there and Beardsley's in there. Houghton couldn't get into the side until Southampton last weekend. Played Arsenal in the midweek. And Beardsley had his spell out as well. Here's Houghton. But it's beginning to look more like the old Liverpool side, apart from, of course, Hansen and Nicol being out. Houghton to Rush. Houghton playing it forward. This time it's McMahon making the break. And Abbott tidying up well for Tottenham. Is Naeem. And here's Pat van den Haal. Knows the air of Merseyside well, having played over 180 games for Everton just across Stanley Park. And a good number of Merseyside derbies in amongst them. But there's a man who's really on form. 8 goals in the last 7, Gary Lineker, and never lost at Anfield. Burrows. It's a good ball played by Burrows for Rush. And it looked just for a moment as though Rush might get the better of Sedgley. It was a delightful ball played in by David Burrows. And the ball just going over the byline for the goal kick. Torstvedt's kick. Samways, McMahon, Benison. Sedgley with a header. Came off the hand of Samways. It'll be a free kick to Liverpool. Glenn Hussein to Ray Howe. A chip towards Barnes. Bergson watching him. Being supported there by Paul Allen. David Howes. Only Lineker up, as you can see. And Ablett get it back comfortably.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem for Gary Lineker today, isn't it? He's all on his own up there. He's got to chase everything. It's going to be tough for him.
Good challenge, though, by Sedgley on Beardsley. Now Naeem, the first real touch he's had. Oh, and what a good one. Vanden Hauwe. Ablett. There's a little bit of water on the pitch there, but there was an inch all over it, I'm told, after a night of ferocious rain and wind here on Merseyside. So the ground staff have done a terrific job here. Torsvedt. Ooh, there wasn't a lot of room for error there. Beardsley is a great chaser of lost causes, and sometimes they tend to be winning causes. Venison versus Naeem. Interesting character, this Tottenham number 8 here, Naeem. Born in Morocco, in a Spanish-governed part of Morocco. Capped for Spain at under 21, and never been to Anfield until today. It's a good ball finding Barnes. Beardsley. Trying to get Rush going again. He's making those darting runs. That time it was cut out by Sedgley. Naeem. Toss. Foul on Naeem and a free kick to Tottenham. He was with Barcelona with Terry Venables and Gary Lineker, of course. And Steve Sedgley. Playing at the centre-back. He played well as midfield, and I think Tottenham bought him more or less as a midfield man, but he played centre-back for Coventry to good effect, and that's where he's playing today. Bergson. And Grobbelaar. Venison. Ablett. Barnes. Burrows made a darting little run down the left flank for him. Barnes changing the course of it. Lovely little ball played there with the outside of the boot. Hussein. There's Ablett. Touched by Bergson. Howes to Mallett. Samways. Let's get Liverpool's way. I basically think when Spurs lost 4-1 at home to Chelsea in mid-September, they were just a couple off the bottom of the first division. And since then, 4 successive league wins against Queen's Park Rangers, Charlton, Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday, a Littlewoods Cup victory at Old Trafford. That's all changed now, and their confidence really is soaring. And in fact, Jimmy Greaves, they do look quite comfortable here at the moment.
Yeah, they're knocking it about, well, Brian, without really creating anything at the moment. But that at Anfield in itself is a result. I remember when we used to come here, if we weren't 1 down in 5 minutes, we were happy.
Well, here's Venison. Nice play by Liverpool. Whelan to Rush. There's McMahon, those foraging runs through the midfield. Barnes on the far side now for Liverpool. There might be some work here for Torsvedt, but the flag was up for an offside. That's a great sight seeing McMahon, those storming runs from the midfield, really beginning to open up things for Liverpool. Cut out by Samways. Thomas. Naeem. Now, Jimmy was talking about Tottenham's record here at Anfield. For many years it was dreadful. They won in 1910 and 1912 and then had to go to 1985 when a goal by Garth Crooks brought victory for Spurs, and then another one, I think it was 1987 actually, a goal by Clive Allen.
I wasn't about for any of those, Brian, either.
Beardsley. Barnes. He's gone past Bergson. The little chip coming in. Mabbutt behind it well. And Burrows hitting it wide. Never yet scored for Liverpool, David Burrows, but getting well onto the end of that one. And you can see a little disappointed with his final result. Barnes really taking Bergson to the cleaners here.
Yeah, you get the feeling he can go past him anytime he likes, and that could be a big danger, as we all know John Barnes can be.
Ablett. Bergson. Here's Mabbutt. You feel his contribution could be enormous for Tom this afternoon, Gary Mabbutt. The skipper, a terrific example to everybody around him, playing at the heart of the defence there. Good jump by Hussein, put up brilliantly there. Lineker, the back heel, Whelan's there. Abbott, Samways. Paul Allen to Samways, and now Lineker, but the flag is up. You just joined us. Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. Just 11 and a half minutes of this first division game gone in the Barclays League. Here's Barnes. Beardsley. Mabbutt's with him. Barnes. Kopp were just ready to let themselves go with that one. They thought that was going to be another classic Barnes wriggle through a defence with a rasping shot at the end of it. Full house here today. The capacity at Anfield now reduced to something like 39,000. It'll be very close to that. Ablett playing it in. Beardsley stopped again by Mabbutt. Owls to Samways. Naeem. Taken out by Whelan. Played quickly there by Houghton. Here's Rush. Two Spurs men are there. It's Van den Hauwe finding Naeem. Pat Van den Hauwe. Nobody more competitive in the game than Pat Van den Hauwe. He'll relish this sort of battle this afternoon. It's a free kick, though, to Liverpool, indirect. Referee David Hutchinson, arm up. He was the referee, incidentally, on that classic night here last May when Arsenal won 2-0, and the first time he's been back. Beardsley, the flag up on the far side, though. Well, two successive defeats. They did really not do themselves justice a week ago, Jimmy, at Southampton, but Southampton had a brilliant afternoon. There's no two ways about that.
Well, they must have done, Brian. It was interesting, that offside decision, because I didn't book it as offside. When the ball was played, Beardsley had made a brilliant run. Fair enough, he was in an offside position, but don't think it was offside.
Then, of course, they lost to Arsenal in midweek with very much a weakened side. Beardsley well offside there, though.
Yeah, it was offside then, Brian. We'll give you that one.
But they do really look as though they're in the right sort of mood tonight, this afternoon rather, don't they, Liverpool?
Playing very well indeed. Tottenham has somehow got to get to grips with this. Maybe Vinnie Samways has got to go forward a little bit more than he's doing at the moment.
Torsvet, 27 years old yesterday. Again, Hussein leaving it in the air, but it comes to Naeem. A quick challenge, though, by Whelan. Van Howe, Naeem again. Again, Whelan closing him down quickly. Rush now to Barnes. Barnes going past Naeem. Mitchell Thomas after him, though. Still gets it to Beardsley. And Burrows on the far side. An advantage played there by the referee. I suppose he felt that the two players who fell, it was 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. And Hussein, and now Whelan, and now Venison, and now Houghton. Simple passing. And now McMahon. Whelan. It's a beleaguered Tottenham defence at the moment as Hussein plants another one this time, and Bergson heading it away. Burrows. Lovely touch there by Barnes, but it didn't quite reach Burrows. Beardsley is there as well. Bergson getting it away. Off Beardsley, it'll be a Tottenham throw. And the Copper sensing this might be quite an afternoon. Still 0-0. But here's Barnes. Goal kick. Spurs' recent record, we were talking about what a bad record they had over such a long period here, but 2 victories, and they got a draw last season, a 1-1 draw. Terry Fenwick was their scorer then. I'm sure Terry Fenwick is watching now. He broke his leg at Old Trafford. We wish him a speedy recovery. Venison. Ablett. There's Barnes. Threaded through to find Houghton, threaded through to find Rush!
It's a good move, Brian. The man who's making it work all at the moment is Steve McMahon in the middle of the park. There's no question about that. He's running forward, he's creating havoc in there. Nobody's following him, they don't know how to.
It's Tottenham's throw. Well, the referee's given a free kick there. It's a momentary breather for the Tottenham defence at any rate. Let's see what they can do from a free kick here. Robillard, who's still got the little finger of his right hand slightly dislocated. So at Arsenal on Wednesday. Naeem's behind this, and Samways and Howes. It's Naeem, driven well wide. See, it's raining quite heavily here now on Merseyside. But thankfully the gale force winds appear to have gone. Barnes taking it from Beardsley. Bergson holding up just long enough to get the foot in. And apparently it must have come off the Liverpool player. Yes, a wet day. But plenty of good action here at the moment. Samways gets it back to Torsvet. Howes. That's a good break. Hussein's with him. Okay.
I think that was a good example there of the difference between the two sides, Brian. Howes broke very well there and had very little support, or in fact no support. When Liverpool break at the moment, there's 2 or 3 around.
Thomas. Samways. Paul Allen. Bergson. Thomas. Oh, that's where Rush is so often dangerous. Now Beardsley finds Houghton, and Rush has made the break. Barnes is free on the far side. McMahon inevitably is free down this side. It was Vanden Hauwe who just stuck out a foot and got the ball away. Oh, that was a silly challenge there by Benison on Naeem, who I think has made a bit of a meal of it. And McMahon, in fact, is over Naeem, saying, come on, get up, stop play acting. And Liverpool are unhappy. And look at McMahon and Vanden Hauwe now.
I think you'll find that this was a little bit nasty, though, Brian. He definitely did swing an elbow at him. It could possibly be a sending-off offence, although there was a meal made of it.
Well, I think there was it looked to me a meal made of that, I must say.
Yes, I agree with you, but at the same time, I think our friend's little heart will be pounding down there to see what colour card's going to come out of the back of the referee's pocket any minute.
Well, Benison is having a long chat with the referee, but no card has come out of the pocket. It was a clumsy, silly challenge.
Well,
whether there was an elbow... Oh, there was an elbow there.
It was a deliberate challenge.
From that angle, that shows it much better that it was an elbow.
Spurs fans will remember that they got a player sent off for very much the same thing 2 or 3 weeks ago at Southend United, so they'll be looking for something out of this.
Now the referee is calling both Naeem, and you see what Naeem's saying. Benison is laughing and saying it didn't happen, but our camera on the far side certainly indicates that there was an elbow in the face of the Tottenham player. I confess I thought at first he was making a huge meal of it. In the end...
Well, he's made a bit of a meal of it, but he's got away with it, Brian, as Barry Venison.
And a free kick given to Liverpool.
Well, there's a bit of luck for you.
Whelan with it. Too high for Hussein. So many elbows in the games these days, though, Jimmy.
It's something that we always bore out at Tottenham, and other teams do, though. When you come to Liverpool, I don't think that the referee is necessarily biased, but... Oh, wow.
Now, Houghton. Too high.
But I think with all the pressure that goes on around Anfield, it's easy to influence a referee in the favour of Liverpool sometimes.
Well, Houghton in space here, and maybe didn't make as much of it as he should have done. A goal kick to Tottenham. Big up and under there from Samways, collected by Bruce Grobbelaar. "23 minutes, Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. And all the pressure has come from Liverpool. Kenny Dalglish, left. Beardsley. Oh, well, it's break again by McMahon! A great break by him! Oh, good work by Torstvedt, but he was outside the box. He surely was outside the box when he handled that. But it's Lineker. Great break again by McMahon. And Bergson gets it back. Vanden Hauwe. Samways. Vanden Hauwe. This time Lineker. Watched by Ablett. Thomas. Vanden Hauwe's got a good left foot. Deep cross by him towards Paul Allen. Burrow's got it away to Barnes, though. Beardsley. The pace of this game is astonishing at the moment. McMahon. And Ari Houghton. Rush is waiting for it. Sedgley just knocking it away only as far as John Barnes. Whelan.
Well, it's a great ball through, Brian. Again, McMahon. Rule number one for any goalkeeper: get outside the box if you're going to bring a player down or handball it, which he did.
Outside the box.
Outside the box. It was a free kick, but a great break again by Steve McMahon.
Beardsley. McMahon. Houghton. Look at this break by Barnes now. The flag stays down, and the ball is in the net by John Barnes. They are playing some stuff now. A brilliant goal for Liverpool. Finish off in the most superb style by John Barnes. His 7th of the season, and his first in 5 games. They are breaking superbly from these midfield positions.
Magnificent goal, Brian. It had to come, didn't it? They'd created so much. It was so much on the cards that inevitability was the word, really.
1-0 to Liverpool. Mitchell Thomas now for Tottenham. Ablett. McMahon. My goodness, he looks in the mood for it now, but that pass will be way beyond the reach of Beardsley. Naeem. McMahon. Naeem's after him. Good interception there by Mabbott. Naeem. Samways. Naeem. Venison. Oh, the dummy there. Almost fell for Barnes. Held up, though, by Bergson. Here's Lineker. Samways. Brandon Howe. Good play there by Naeem, and a good play for Liverpool by Houghton.
Well, they won't jump ahead all the time, Liverpool, at the moment. It's difficult to know how Spurs can get out of this.
Well, Barnes with a long ball now. Rush beyond the last defender. In the end, played back by Bergson to Torstvedt. Samways. Naeem. Still being booed, Naeem, by the Liverpool fans after that incident with Venison. The Liverpool fans, unlike you and I, have not had the benefit of that slow-mo.
Being booed for hitting Venison with his chin, Brian.
Now Houghton. Essentially gets it back. Blitz. Good break here by Tottenham. By Paul Allen across the face of the Liverpool goal. They haven't really a serious shot on Bruce Grobbelaar's target yet. It's coming up towards the half-hour mark. And Grobbelaar's goal remains undisturbed. Samways, Lineker off, Ablett with him. Played in quickly by Paul Allen. Hussein, although there was no danger around him, decided that caution was maybe what was required and put it behind for the corner. Tottenham's first of the game.
One of those unnecessary giveaways which can result into putting Tottenham back into the game. It was totally unnecessary.
Well, they put Mitchell Thomas, big number 2 there at the near post, looking possibly for the flick on. That's what he's looking for. And there it is, the flick on, and Hussein. And then McMahon. And it might need Burrows. Allen. Liverpool slow. Well, another angle on that John Barnes goal. Again, as Jimmy Greaves was saying, McMahon involved in so much. His pass there for Houghton. Well, Spurs would have liked it to have stopped there. But there's Barnes making a great run, taking it well. And Torstvedt's body 1-0. Quarter of an hour of the first half left. Here's Venison now for Liverpool. And Howe. Thomas. Run here by Mitchell Thomas. Lineker's up ahead of him. Lineker's made a darting little run, and Hussein made a valuable interception. Barnes. Whelan. Burrows for Liverpool. Beardsley. And Mabbott back. But reminding you that the goals of the day from yesterday, it is coming up at the end of the game today, not at half-time as we did last season. How Manchester United won, for example, a last-minute winner for Aston Villa. Everton get a draw and a brilliant goal by Clive Allen for Manchester City. All of those coming up at the end of this game here, where Liverpool are leading Spurs by a goal to 0. There was a shove on Barnes by Paul Allen. Barnes. Benson. Beardsley threading it through this time for Houghton, played in there, and Torstvedt down as Rush came sliding in. Liverpool 13-8 favourites with the bookmakers at the start of today's game.
Another great move here. Ian Rush, unlucky really not to get a stud to that.
Beardsley. Taking players on with such ease and such skill. Beardsley with a stunning pass there, straight to John Barnes. Not such a good one by Barnes.
I think the only way that Spurs can get back in this match, Brian, really is to start pushing forward. They've got nothing to lose now. They're 1-0 down. They've got to get, as I said, Samway's playing a bit like McMahon's playing, and Naheem going forward more to join Lineker, because he's the only target man at the moment, and that's very easy for the Liverpool defenders. They've got to start to put Liverpool under pressure by going forward.
They might well say to you now, how the devil do we do that with Liverpool playing as well as they are?
Oh, well, I don't know that, Brian. I mean, I'm just sitting up here saying what they should be able to do. But there's Lineker again, isolated, you see, totally on his own.
Throw given to Tottenham.
I'm sure Terry Venables will have something to say to him at half-time, even if it's only help.
There's still only one goal in it. Robillard. And then now. Roberts. To Bergson. Lineker. And now Paul Allen. Burrows easy enough. Oh, but cut it back beautifully for Mitchell Thomas. In turn, cut it back towards David Howe. was, but once again for Liverpool, Steve McMahon made the crucial interception.
That's better though, Brian, because at least they had 4 white shirts in the box that time, which is about the first time since the game started.
Houghton to McMahon. Benison. Whelan. McMahon. Oh, got a fall for Allen. Lineker's up ahead of him. There's Burrows there for Liverpool. And Whelan gets it. John Barnes, 25th minute goal, separating the two sides with now 10 minutes to go to half-time. Bergson. Thomas. Lineker. Samways. Spurs with a few forward now, including Naeem on this side. And how will he try a blast? He might well. Tipped away beautifully there by Grobbelaar from Vinnie Samways. And the first real serious work that Bruce Grobbelaar's had to do in this game. With 9 minutes of the first half left.
Here's a good chip by Samways. Good save by Brucey, actually. But again, that was, Spurs pushing forward. And there's a lot of difference when they get a few bodies forward.
Bergson. Samways. Bergson. Brandon Howe. Barnes. Still a drenching afternoon here on Merseyside as McMahon comes forward again. Beardsley. Nash has made the break. Came off the Tottenham player and fell beautifully for Barnes. McMahon trying to get Barnes inside the fullback, Bergson. It's a foul on Lineker, giving Spurs the free kick. Substitution. Benison is coming off and Steve Staunton is coming on. Just a switch in the fullbacks, then Staunton will go to left back. David Burrows now will come to right back.
What's interesting about a substitution like that, Brian, where you bring defenders on, is when that they're under pressure from a free kick. One would think that you would wait until you were attacking before you brought a fresh pair of legs on, so you could at least get used to the pace of it for a few seconds.
Zablett. And here's the first real touch then for Steve Staunton. We understand he's got a hamstring injury. Barry Benison, his left hamstring is gone. Burrows, Sedgley, Brandon Howe. Whoa! My word, he slipped on the turf there, did Torstvedt. For a moment, there was the danger of a most outrageous own goal. And then if one of the Liverpool players had been up to take it after he'd half stopped it, a simple tap-in would have followed. Van den Hau's long back pass, he slipped there, you see. 5 minutes of the first half left, and Liverpool still leading by 1-0. Staunton. Bergson. Spurs now trying to inch their way a little more into this game. Samways. Free kick and foul by Barnes on David Howes. Samways. Apple it away. Beardsley. Four minutes of the first half left. Here's Howard. Now McMahon. Good play again by McMahon. There's the ball for Rush. A darting run by him. And Torstvedt saved it with his right boot. McMahon. Houghton, who's having a terrific game. And there's the ball for Barnes. A chip by him, and Torstvedt just gets the hands to it and puts it over for a corner. Liverpool's first, believe it or not. But in the last minute, they might have had 2 goals. Houghton's ball now inside the full-back for John Barnes. And Torstvedt's reaction save that brings about this corner. Houghton with it. Van den Hau finally getting it clear. Mabbott. And a Liverpool throw.
I think, Brian, if I was Liverpool going in, as we will assume they will now, 1-0 up, I'd be a little bit disappointed with this, because they're kicking Tottenham square at the back all the time, and one would have felt that they'd have got at least another goal. They've certainly had the opportunities.
Sedgley finding Lineker. Suddenly the midfield for Tottenham are springing forward as they were meant to do, and on the far side is Paul Allen. Support alongside him from Samways. Here's Samways, played inside for Bergson. Allen again. There's the cross, and there's Grobbelaar. Fair bit of surface water on that far side of the ground. And John Barnes is out there too. McMahon. Wheeler. Just got out by Sedgley. Howes. Lineker looking to swoop.
Actually was a superb run by Gary Lineker. He was very unlucky there not to have gathered the ball a little bit cleaner than he did.
Ray Houghton, last minute of the first half now. David Burrows celebrated his 21st birthday last Wednesday. Whelan now for McMahon. McMahon will not be denied, but in the end he has to be, and no foul. And a great tussle there that he would certainly have enjoyed with Pat Van den Hau. 2 former Evertonians. Wheeler. Staunton. Bergson, and this pick by him. Rush trying to get Beardsley through. Nil to Liverpool at half-time. The goal by John Barnes after 25 minutes. The lead they merit. Spurs have had one excellent shot by Vinnie Samways, saved by Bruce Grobbelaar, but most of it has been going towards Eric Torstvedt's goal. We will take a short break, and after that break, during the half-time interval, we should be getting the views of Graham Souness with Elton. And here, though, at Anfield, it's Liverpool 1, Tottenham 0.
Next time you tire of the concrete jungle, why not head for the real thing? Yes, even here, your trusty Barclaycard is at home. Make sure you pack one if you're taking a walk on the wild side.
Take a Barclaycard. Over 6 million places do.
Going on holiday, are we?
No. It's a life insurance policy.
Aren't they normally called boredom?
Ah, but I can change freedom as my life changes. If I get married or...
Single, tell me more.
Here. See for yourself.
Going on holiday, are we?
No, it's a life insurance policy.
Dial 100 and ask for free phone freedom life insurance from Guardian Royal Exchange.
Hello, hello, Dennis. What's that?
Well, this is actually, Mr. Wedge, it's a portable phone, part of the Zone phone network.
Great, great. Seen any action?
As you can see, the unit's small and light. Digital sound quality, too.
You're hold on.
You can use it wherever you see the Zone phone sign. Outgoing calls only, of course.
Yeah, what's that, your razor?
Welcome back, 1-0 to Liverpool then at half-time. The rain's still coming down here at Anfield. It started right on cue when I said perfect conditions right at the start of the match, but it is lending itself to a really fantastic match so far, Graham. You predicted a classic. It's not far short, is it?
The conditions are perfect for it. You know, Liverpool, if you were to ask anyone in the Liverpool dressing room on the staff, the perfect conditions, this would be it. If the rain ceases now, it'll be ideal. It has been ideal because they like the quick surface, the ball to move about as quickly as it has been.
I mean, watching the game, I still get the impression that you're a bit of a Liverpool fan at heart.
Could see that, so anything I'm about to say is going to be slightly biased.
That's not because Spurs kicked you out when you were a youngster.
No, nothing to do. I think at the end of the day, they've done me the biggest favour of my footballing career.
Let's deal with the controversial stuff first, and the ugliest incident of the game so far, and that was this challenge here by, first of all, Barry Venison holding...
Shows a great bit of skill there. I thought it was excellent refereeing. OK, Barry Venison was a bit over-aggressive in his response to Naeem holding on to him. The referee decides not to book either of them. I thought that was the correct thing to do there.
But if the referee didn't state it as a bookable offence, then surely Naeem should have been booked at least for ungentlemanly conduct. He tried to get Barry Venison sent off, didn't he?
He did catch him. Naeem was holding 3 different parts of his anatomy at the time. He was holding onto his neck at one point, then his mouth and the top of his head. I thought it was the right thing. The referee seen a wee bit of play acting, and I thought he reacted correctly.
I will bow down to your superior judgment there, because you've been involved in those sort of skirmishes quite a few times down the years.
1 or 2.
Now listen, is it that Tottenham are lying square, or is it that just that Liverpool are so good breaking down the middle?
Tottenham would get enormous success playing this way against lesser sides.
This is McMahon going through. Terry McDermott's style run.
Terry McDermott would score 9 times out of 10 in that position, and I think Steve McMahon would also. There he didn't. See, Tottenham are playing a game which they get success against a lesser team. You know, they get lesser players running into offside positions. The quality of ball that Liverpool are producing when they're confronted with a team pushing up against them is absolutely brilliant. The amount of times that's where they've got all their basic success is where they've pushed the ball in between full-backs, in between the two centre-halves for players who are timing their run perfectly. And that is where Liverpool are getting their joy. A dangerous game to play against.
Right. Talking of superbly timed runs, I think we all felt at the time there was an element of offside about the goal John Barnes, but we've been proved since...
Really.
No, it wasn't. It's a perfect run.
I think, again, the time when he releases the ball...
Look at that.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Two players playing him on as it happens.
Yep. And he's a finisher. You know, he knows what he's going to do. He keeps that one low. He gets through on the left-hand side just after that, and he tries to chip it when the big goalkeeper comes out and spreads himself. And that's the sign of quality. He's varying his finishing.
They say the hallmark of great goalkeepers at Anfield, because they have so little to do, is the one that can keep the concentration and then all of a sudden produce a brilliant save. Now, Bruce Grobbelaar's got his critics. How highly do you rate this chap?
Bruce Grobbelaar's the best.
The best?
I would say there can't be anything between him and Southall. You know, for all-round goalkeeper, and Shilton's an excellent goalkeeper. I would still put Southall and Bruce in front of him. Bruce has got a fault that is common with goalkeepers. He went to the team, he was a young man, he was flamboyant, he wanted to show how good a goalkeeper he was, and he could be criticised in his early days here at Liverpool where he wanted to be seen. I think he's settled down, and I think he's a great goalkeeper now. I think you ask any manager involved in football in Britain today if they'd have Bruce Grobbelaar in their team, I think you'd get a majority saying yes.
We'll talk again at full time. Just let me remind you that our half-time goal sequence isn't at half-time, it's at the end of the match on this series. We've got 20 of them from yesterday's First Division programme, and you won't see too many better than this. Clive Allen for Manchester City against Chelsea. How's about that? Join us again.
Whether the injury, apparently he is injured, whether it's the injury, the involvement that he had with Barry Venison that Graham Souness was talking about at half-time and that you saw for yourself. We'll seek to find that out for you, but here's Torsvet. Remember, Liverpool leading by 1-0. Abbott with a header. Thomas with a header. Burrows. Beardsley. And the ball out of play. And a throw return. Sedgley. Certainly Paul Walsh would know this neck of the woods pretty well. He played over 100 games for Liverpool. Staunton. Beardsley. And Samways gets it back. This is Bergson. Staunton chasing this one back to Grobbelaar. And the ball out of play. Let's see if we can find out from Jim Rosenthal down on the track side just what the Naeem situation is.
Well, Brian, Naeem has come off because he's got a sore knee, absolutely nothing to do with the incident involving Barry Venison earlier on, and that is why he has been substituted by manager Terry Venables, and of course that gives Paul Walsh a chance against his old club to give Spurs a slightly more attacking edge.
Thank you, Jim.
Actually, Brian, to be honest, that could be in Spurs' favour because Paul Walsh will play up front and he will duck and dive a bit and create a bit more space for Gary Lineker, possibly.
That might come for Houghton. Brandon Howe's after him. Certainly doubles Tottenham's strength forwards. Walsh and Lineker.
Well, they badly need that. They badly need something. Walsh badly needs a haircut, but we won't go into that.
think probably you've echoed the words of just about every lady watching this afternoon.
Quite frankly, Brian, I envy him.
Yes.
There's enough there for both of us.
I could do with a bit as well, Jim. Samways. Abbott. Now will Lineker get to this one? Grobbelaar spread himself well, and there wasn't much to spare. In fact, there was plenty to spare because the flag was thrown offside. Beardsley. And Hal gets it back to Torstvedt. Torstvedt himself, I was telling you about Grobbelaar having the little finger of his right hand dislocated. Torstvedt here, he's got a left knee that requires another operation, which he's hoping to delay until the end of the season. Beardsley. And Howe. Foul given. Glenn Hussein with it. Barnes first to show. A terrific shot and a superb piece of goalkeeping by Torstvedt. What brilliant skills by Barnes, though. A volley on the turn that was creeping. Well, it wasn't creeping, it was going at some pace into that top corner.
Superb effort, wasn't it, Brian?
And a good piece of goalkeeping by the big Norwegian.
Absolutely.
Liverpool's corner. Mitchell Thomas getting it away. Burrows, again Mitchell Thomas. Came off Burrows, so it'll be a Tottenham throw. Walsh. Now he'd love to do something spectacular here. Hussein, back to Grobbelaar. McMahon. Staunton crossing it in towards Rush. He's always getting there just before Sedgley. Handball by Ablett. A free kick to Tottenham. 6 minutes of the second half gone. Still Liverpool 1. The scorer John Barnes. Tottenham 0. Paul Allen. David Howes. Samways to Mitchell Thomas. Vanden Howe. Samways couldn't withstand the challenge of McMahon. Seti playing it back. And in the end, Hussein getting it to Grobbelaar.
This is John Barnes. Great effort, really. Brilliantly controlled on his chest and superb effort.
Here are Spurs again with Paul Allen. Lineker, delightful little touch there. David Howes. And Lineker coming towards it on this side here now. It's with Walsh. Could Liverpool be in trouble here? No, because Steve Staunton made the challenge at the right moment. Supported there by Burrows.
I think Brian Walsh has made a little bit of difference already, because just having somebody else up there has put the Liverpool defence under that little bit more pressure. And while they're only one up, there's always that chance that during the course of 90 minutes, someone's going to get an opportunity from Tottenham.
In the meantime, Beardsley playing it in for McMahon. Rush waiting for the pullback. But Howells denied him, and it's a throw to Liverpool. Beardsley.
2 going there, but they get it back to Torstvedt. Yes, November the 15th, I think, is the date at Hampden Park where Scotland need a draw, and Torstvedt will be between the Norwegian posts, aiming to deny them that draw. Samways, comes for Barnes. They go to Whelan. Burrows. Whelan again. Picking out Rush. Houghton very nearly getting that through for McMahon, but instead of that, Mitchell Thomas, no, he was stopped and there was no foul by Burrows. Hussein to Whelan for Liverpool, and now for McMahon. Barnes is chasing this one, but Bergson, who's quick, will get there first. Foul by Walsh. A free kick to Liverpool. Beardsley coming nicely off Mabbott there, but Mabbott stuck to it well, and in the end Tottenham get the free kick for the foul by McMahon. Pushing Mitchell Thomas forward a little more are Tottenham now, and Paul Allen's getting in there as well. Sedgley being told to take the ball back at 2 or 3 yards, just inside the Tottenham half, this free kick. Floated towards Mitchell Thomas, a big 6-footer, but he couldn't get to that one. Rush, another 6-footer, got to that one. Bergson. Gary Lineker's never lost at Anfield. Twice here he played with Leicester, and a victory there when he was an Everton player. And he also played a pre-season here, he was telling me, in a Phil Neal testimonial for Everton, and only Everton won that one as well. But he's on the losing side at the moment as Liverpool lead 1-0 with 11 minutes of the second half gone. Bergson. It might come now for Paul Allen, and Grobbelaar was down. Taking Jimmy Greaves' point, all the time you're just 1 down, you're always going to get a little chance there, and suddenly out of nothing, been a very unfortunate ricochet for Liverpool. Paul Allen suddenly had a shooting chance.
That's right, it wasn't created, Brian, but you are always in with that chance situation while there's only 1 goal in it. I'm surprised that Liverpool haven't come out with the same gusto as they had in the first half. I don't quite know why.
Wheeler. Picking out Staunton. Whelan for Staunton, getting to that byline. The flag, my vision here must have been up, it's an offside.
Yeah, one would think that Liverpool, being 1 up, would be playing with all the confidence that they did in the first half, but they seem to have gone back in their shell a little bit.
Maybe it's that Spurs have forced them back in there, Jimmy. They are looking at better
quite
proposition.
possibly, Brian, you're right.
Now Burrows. Now Houghton. Nobbled there by Rush. but it comes all the way through to Lineker. And now Van den Hauwe. Samways. He's got quite a shot on him, Vinnie Samways. Oh, he very nearly got to Paul Allen with that one. Here's Allen. Bergson up there with him. Spurs getting ahead of steam at the moment. Tottenham's throw. Bergson with it. Samways. Just towards Van den Hauwe there, but get up nearly high enough. Dalglish, who later this afternoon gets the Barclays Bank Manager of the Month award for September.
And also surgery to have that jacket removed, Brian.
And also he hopes 3 points from this game. They're leading 1-0. Essentially caught a little off balance there. Van den Hauwe caught a little bit going the wrong way there. Ray Houghton now for Liverpool. Samways not really getting away. McMahon with a shot. Blasted it straight at Mabbott. And another stoppage.
Beardsley was caught offside there. I don't quite know why the referee blew up. I think it was a bit of an unnecessary decision. Ball was flowing Tottenham's way. It could have stayed that way.
Terry Venables down on the bench there. Quite a Liverpool connection on the Spurs coaching side now. Doug Livermore was down there. He had, I think, something like 7 seasons here, Terry's right-hand man. And, of course, Ray Clements is very much on the Liverpool, on the Tottenham coaching staff as well. Ablett. Tottenham 0.
The game certainly died a bit, Brian, there's no doubt about that.
It's a funny old thing, you know, Jimmy. Last season, you well remember, so often the first half of our live games were, as I said once, like going to the dentist, and the second half always livened up. It's the reverse at the moment. Although, to be fair to them, Spurs are getting much more into this game.
Yes, they've been the better team this half so far. They've done what we've...
Oh, here's Beardsley on the break, though. Letting it run, caught the back of his head. Sorry, Jimmy, you were saying?
No, they've done what we've suggested they might, and that's push forward. I think Wolves coming on has created a bit more of a problem for the defence, and certainly at the moment it's Tottenham's half.
Ball played by Ray Houghton there, just caught Beardsley on the back of the head there. Barnes just nicking that away from Walsh. Finding McMahon, who finds Beardsley, and here's Barnes in full stride again. Essentially going across, Rush looking for what might be left. In the end, nothing was left there as Bergson got it away to Samways. Lineker. Owls on the break. Mitchell Thomas outside him. That's a free kick. A foul by Hussein. One of the...
I don't think there was any doubt about that. That's an old pro putting his hands up and saying, OK, ref, fair enough.
Free kick quite properly given. And Howells and Samways behind it. Robillard making sure the wall is in the right position. Hill striking. Samways curling it just too high, and it finishes in the Kop. Crowd here, 36,550. one of them about to catch the ball that Vinnie Samways knocked over the crossbar. One of Tottenham's brightest youngsters, Vinnie Samways. I was talking to Peter Sheehan the other day, the former Tottenham manager, felt that he really had got it in him to go all the way. In the meantime, it's Paul Allen. Oh, Walsh! Has he got away from Abbott? What's he got waiting in the middle? Lineker's waiting in there! Knocked off his head by Hussein. And a rather rash-looking challenge there by Burrows. Nothing given, and a free kick. Yes, it is a free kick. Don't really think there could be any complaints about that. And Samways will take it. Short to Van den Hal. The clock will have loved that. Former Evertonian putting it wide from that sort of position.
Actually, one sees the Liverpool defence coming under pressure now. Look, they're not even looking up. They're not marking anybody. And it's a pretty poor effort, really, by Pat Van den Hal, because he had plenty of space. But they do seem to be all over the place a little bit now, the Liverpool defence.
Well, Spurs have got a little over 25 minutes left to keep this sort of pressure going. And who knows, get the chance that might bring a point. Mabbott. Mitchell Thomas. Staunton to Ablett. Hussein. Burrows. Houghton. Burrows again. Cut out by Thomas. Samways. Howells. Mabbott. Barnes. Samways after him, but Barnes has shrugged him off and has found Peter Beardsley. Looking towards Rush, but it'll come for Torstvedt. And indeed, the flag was up for an offside, I suspect, against Steve McMahon. Jim Rosenthal is down on the trackside with Barry Venison.
Barry Venison, with the competition for places here at Anfield, it must be almighty tough to be pulled out of a game early.
That's the last thing you want in Anfield. Like you say, the competition for places is very strong. An injury is the last thing you want. But obviously, they've got good players to come in. They'll do very well.
You've been trying to keep an eye on the game with us as well. Spurs seem to be coming back into it a bit.
Yes, the first half I thought we dominated the game, most of the game. Like you said, they're coming back into it. I'm sure the lads will come through.
Cracking game to play in, though.
Very fast. The pitch is ideal. The atmosphere is very good. And the boys are doing very well.
Cheers, Barry. Thank you.
No problem.
It's a goal kick for Liverpool.
Actually picking that point up from Barry Venison about the pitch. This must be one of the, just about the most perfect pitch to play football on, with that beautiful little slide on the surface, which helps to create good balls. That's just about right. You can fall over, slide 10 yards and really look great.
It's a good passing pitch, this one, isn't it?
Oh, super.
Barnes. No, the whistle's gone. It's a handball by McMahon. It's a free kick to Tottenham. Samways. Oh, cut out by Beardsley. A bad ball by Samways, and he might pay for it. He was saved by Mabbott. Liverpool fans thought there was a handball there. Mabbott found Howells. And now Bergson. Barnes. Rush and Beardsley up ahead of him. There's Peter Beardsley. There's Rush. Oh, he's put it wide. His head's on the turf. And the chance went spinning away after an exhilarating Liverpool move. Well, he'd saw him put those away with his eyes closed.
Well, he normally does. I think he was caught between two minds on what to do, really. He had the ball perfectly under control, wanted to go round, and then changed his mind. Most unrushy-like situation, this, really. He takes the ball. Very unusual.
It's almost a collector's item, that one.
It is. It's an unusual sight, Brian.
We understand that Paul Allen will soon be coming off for Tottenham, and Paul Moran will come on. So they are looking for another fresh pair of legs. Even with that rush scare just a moment ago, Spurs obviously beginning to feel there might be a point to be saved here. Liverpool still leading by a goal to nil. Oh, goodness, goodbye. And Hussein, none the worse for it. 30-year-old Swedish captain. Oh! Well, the ball wasn't outside the box. Paul Allen's coming off now. The substitution's being made. Paul Moran is on. Bergson gets it back. Staunton's header. McMahon gathering. Oh, picked up by Howes. Howes again, taking it from Mitchell Thomas. There are more worry frowns now in this Liverpool defence than there's been at any time in the first half, at any rate.
Again, it was Steve McMahon that got them out of trouble there, Brian.
Rush. Tottenham's kick. Minutes of the game left. Burrows. McMahon. Burrows. Beardsley in close support. Whelan coming up from the back. And he's lost it to Moran. Gets it back from Walsh. With it. Abbott towards Thomas. Good jump that time by Burrows. Howes playing it back again, and Houghton getting it back to Grobbelaar. It's a plucky second-half performance by Tottenham, but they still have to find a way of pulling back this one-goal deficit. Foul that time by Mabbott on Rush. Houghton.
Yes, there's certainly not the confidence in Liverpool's play that there was in the first half, that's for sure. Balls are going astray. As you say, Tottenham are putting the pressure on. But still nothing to show for it.
Whelan. Burrows. And now Beardsley. Staunton just picking up the pace there, but a good challenge by Mabbott. Barnes. Walsh. Oh, he's given it to Staunton. Barnes again. He's given it to Sanders. Bergson.
I think if I was Terry Venables, you know, I'd be tempted to put big Michael Thomas and Mitchell Thomas up, right up the middle there, to use his height and play Lineker and Walsh either side of him. Hope that something comes about.
He certainly played him much further forward in this second half, but he's just lingering not to the left of the strikers at the moment.
That's right, I think he needs to go right in the middle. That's where he needs to...
He's lost it! Howes and Mitchell Thomas was crying out for the ball there in some space inside the box, and Grobbelaar can smile, as he does so often. But that was very nearly a scary moment for Liverpool.
I think this is the sort of ball Spurs have got to play in and have Thomas there so that situation's created with Lineker and Walsh around that area so that they could finish better than obviously that was finished.
Whelan. Rush. Foul again by Mabbutt on Rush. Free kick. Whelan to Houghton. Whelan again there to Rush. And back again. Beardsley charged away by Sedgley. McMahon. Beardsley, the flag is up. Not against Beardsley, but I suspect against Hussein, who was on the other side of the penalty area, in fact. Very good challenge by Sedgley there. Very important one. Walsh hanging in the air there. Comes back to Bergson. Bergson getting it again. Two Tottenham substitutes, Moran and Walsh. Quarter of an hour to go. Staunton's throw for Liverpool. Beardsley, the little touch, finding Rush. McMahon's up alongside him and Houghton on the far side. Here's Houghton. Beardsley, the little chip. Will Barnes get on the end of this? McMahon is in there too, all to no avail. The flag was up and the whistle had gone. Was it me? It might well have been. Starting to put one or two things together again, Liverpool now. Some delightful little moves. Yes, he looked well offside. Hussein winning it in the air. I don't think Hussein's lost anything in the air this afternoon. Bergson. Moran. There's Barnes. That's got the clock going now as Barnes goes surging forward. He's got Houghton waiting in the middle and Whelan too, and here's Ablett. Barnes once more. Beardsley. It's a good shot, a terrific save too. That bounced just ahead of Torstvedt, and on this wet surface that really gathered some pace, and he held it well. Just as Liverpool are playing this well. Here's Barnes again. The little chip through. Houghton again. Will Beardsley get there? The flag is up. And for all that, terrific reactions by Eric Torstvedt. Vanden Hauwe. Moran. Spurs still only a goal down. Walsh. They claim handball. The referee said no. It's McMahon. And now with Barnes, waiting for support. Beardsley and Walsh are up ahead of him. Oh, Beardsley and Rush, rather. Here's Rush to Barnes. Staunton. Staunton. Came off Bergson, was cleared by Samways. Picked up by John Barnes. Touch to Beardsley. Bringing Burrows in. Barnes marauding on that side as well. Rush is in there. He tried a little knockback. And it fell only for Spurs.
Lineker's after this, but Grobbelaar will get there first.
Yeah, significantly, the last 5 minutes, Liverpool have turned the tap on a little bit, created some really good stuff again.
Whelan. They've got 4 up now. Steve McMahon, Peter Beardsley. Oh, Rushkin on the end of that one. No, Houghton won't either. Surprised Beardsley didn't try a shot there. Spurs are delighted he didn't. And here's Walsh. Stopped by Whelan. Real cut and thrust off now, and Beardsley caught offside. Thought Beardsley might have had a little pop there, Jimmy.
I thought he would. Actually, I think it was nearly a penalty as well. He was hit back, and obviously he crossed it where I think he should have taken it on and had a pop at it.
Free kick to Tottenham. A foul on Paul Moran by Steve Staunton. Mabbott's come forward. Mitchell Thomas, the 6-footer, is up there. Paul Moran's in there. Lineker's in there. Walsh too. Howell's on the edge of the box. Vanden Hauwe just outside it. Samways curling the free kick in. Whole clutch of white shirts in there. Played deep towards Mitchell Thomas. And Grobbelaar gathering it confidently. And the throw out was, if anything, a little casual, not giving Houghton much of a chance.
Wasn't it actually the best of crosses, really, because everybody had gone forward by the time Toss had headed it back.
Whelan. Ten minutes of the game left now. Liverpool 1, Tottenham 0. A victory for Liverpool takes them back to the top of the Barclays League. Barnes. Stopped by Sedgley. No handball. Play on, says referee Hutchinson. And he finds Walsh. Vanden Hauwe storming outside him. Mitchell Thomas going through the middle, still with Paul Walsh. A deflection and a corner to Tottenham. Just inside the last 10 minutes. And the game is certainly there to be saved for Tottenham. Paul Walsh will take it. Again, Thomas at the near post for that flick on, but they've decided to find Samways. Now for Walsh again. Hit by him and fisted away by Grobbelaar, and a missed punch there. Fortunately for him, it went behind for another corner, though.
He's laughing, Brucey, but it nearly went in.
Wasn't far from it. It's another Tottenham corner, and Liverpool are still under pressure here. Hussein needed to be. McMahon, where's he going? Getting it away to Rush. Rush beautifully into the pot of Houghton. He's got to go on his own, though. Or hold it up. Barnes. Staunton. Barnes. Get it going again. To Barnes again. Rush. Barnes, beautiful move. And toss fit there at the end of it. What delightful skills there from Liverpool. McMahon getting it away. Fielded by Kenny Dalglish. Thrown by Paul Moran. Howells. That's a good ball too. Vanden Hauwe. Thomas. Samways. Thomas again. McMahon. Only as far as Howells. Bergson knocking it back in once more. Walsh. Vanden Hauwe. Staunton away. Ran. Lineker. Really working hard, Tottenham, to find this crucial opening. And Liverpool working hard to deny them as well. Beardsley back to Barnes. Oh, goodness, two Tottenham players collided there. Barnes glided away with the ball. Whelan to Houghton. Looking for Rush. You get the feeling that it's going to go one of two ways now. Spurs are either going to grind out an opening and a goal, or Liverpool are going to get another exciting one on the break.
I think if I was going to have a bet, Brian, I would back Liverpool on the break, because they are playing some superb football at times when they get the ball.
Well, Jimmy, one of your duties, of course, is to name the Barclays man of the match. Not just yet, but in a moment, perhaps you can just give us one or two of the contenders you've been thinking about.
Well, I think the people that have done well for Liverpool are Ronnie Whelan. John Barnes has had a superb game. McMahon. I think for Tottenham, Gary Mabbutt's held it all together very well under great pressure.
Well, here's Barnes, one of the contenders. Beardsley, pulled down by Thomas, a free kick to Liverpool. Whelan and Barnes behind this one. Both capable of those lovely curling free kicks. Staunton also coming in. Staunton there is holding a bit of the action, plenty in the wall, as you can see. Curled and saved from Staunton. 5 minutes of the game left.
Yeah, one thinks about it. Thorstead hasn't done badly in the Spurs goal either, Brian.
Did not.
Made one or two really good saves. Come out well. Done everything that's asked of him this afternoon.
Ablett. Whelan. Ablett finding McMahon. Beardsley scored both home and away against Tottenham last season. Liverpool won at White Hart Lane. It was a draw here, a 1-1 draw, which is what Spurs are looking to achieve now. But it's still Liverpool leading by a goal to nil. Beardsley. No, I don't think Houghton will get to it. He may. Foul by Mitchell Thomas, a free kick again to Liverpool. It was just a clumsy challenge, I think, that one. I don't think it was any malice in it at all.
It certainly was clumsy, though, Brian. You can't actually say that he went for the ball.
Had a free kick given. Whelan with it. Finds Beardsley. Stopped by Sedgley. Here's Samways. Staunton gets there first. He's got a good left foot on him too. Charged by Bergson. Well, a free kick going Liverpool's way. Foul by Bergson. The Spurs have got 3 minutes now to save themselves. Staunton. Cross towards Rush. Knocked away well by the goalkeeper again. Whelan. Rush. Stopped that time by Sedgley. It's a Liverpool corner. Hussein's coming forward for it. And he's shown himself to be so good in the air at the back all afternoon. Now let's see what he can do up there. But it's deflected off Van den Hauwe, I think. It's another corner. 2 minutes of the game left. Houghton did well to Beardsley. Rush couldn't get in. McMahon shot charged down by Mabbott. Bergson to Moran. Here's Ablett. Thomas. Moran, chip in for Walsh. Might come for Howells. It's not so far away!
Good effort that, Brian, actually. He thought about it, knew what he was going to do, teed himself up well.
Only ever scored 3 league goals for Tottenham. None this season, but that was very nearly a save.
Wasn't far away. What's surprising is a game of this quality has only produced 1 goal. But
Liverpool's throw into the last minute. McMahon. It's had a storming game all through for Liverpool. Hussein. And it'll come to Tolstrat. Okay, name this the man of the match, the Barclays man of the match.
Oh, I think the most outstanding player on the field today has been Steve McMahon, Brian. Had an absolute stormer of a game.
And he's looking to get involved there. Yeah, I think it's an excellent choice, but here's Walsh.
Well, he'll be involved because he's been up and down, up and down.
Oh, there he is at the final whistle, Steve McMahon. As Liverpool win by 1-0. John Barnes, the scorer after 25 minutes. A goal that takes Liverpool back to the top of the First Division table. On the back of the goal by Barnes, and a scintillating first half performance. And then they needed to show great resilience in the second half as Spurs came back to them. A really entertaining game. And overall, just about a victory that Liverpool deserved. Jimmy?
I think they deserved it. They played the much better quality football, Brian. Spurs came back into it in the second half through endeavour more than anything else. Put up a very good display. But there were times when Liverpool really put it together and showed us what they really can do. And it was wonderful stuff to watch.
And it puts it back on the winning road again after those 2 successive defeats. And puts a little dent in the Tottenham recovery, but enough really for Tottenham there to suspect that they're going to go on.
Oh, I would think Spurs will be in the hunt now. They're looking good.
Right, let's join the man of the match, Steve McMahon, with Jim Rosenthal.
Steve, Liverpool go back to the top of the First Division. I just wonder if you could tell us what's said here at Anfield after a couple of defeats, a very rare occurrence.
Not much. We let other people do the talking, really, and I think we just get on with it. We've had 1 defeat in the Cup and a bad defeat in the League, but there's nothing wrong as far as we're concerned. We just get on with it and we play each game as it comes.
A very competitive match, though, out there. Tottenham gave you quite a run for your money.
I think they did. They switched it at half-time, which we thought they would, and they got us a little bit more. But they left a lot of spaces up front, and with any sort of luck, we could have had maybe 2 or 3.
How hard was it out there? Because we had a lot of rain on Merseyside in the last 24 hours, and going must have been pretty heavy.
Well, credit to the ground staff at Liverpool. The pitch was absolutely fantastic, considering the weather we've had. But all said and done, it was a good result, and that's what we needed after a couple of bad defeats. But we're back now, I think.
It doesn't worry anybody here at Anfield that you're out in front and leading the pack again?
Not at all. I think it's only early days yet, as they keep saying. We've still got a long way to go, and hopefully we'll be there at the end of the season.
Just another word about Tottenham. Did you detect a bit of steel there that hasn't been there before?
Second half especially. I think they played really well, and all credit to them, and I think they're going to win a lot of games playing at home.
Steve, one final job. There's the Barclays bubbly for you. Very well done. Greaves' choice as man of the match. Well
Cheers.
done.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well done, Steve McMahon. Thanks to Jim. Now, look, don't you go away, because after the break, we've got 20 cracking goals for you from yesterday's First Division programme. We'll be back. Welcome back. Liverpool 1, Spurs 0. Jimmy Greaves has come to join our little party here. But first of all, final thoughts from you, Graham, on the match?
I thought it was a great game. I thought it was a great advert for the British game.
And
thoroughly
Jimmy,
enjoyed it.
As far as you're concerned, we've heard what you said about the game. We've got the goals coming up in a minute. You're looking forward to that?
Well, I'm surprised there weren't more out there. That's what amazed me. But let's have a look at the goals here.
We'll do that, Jim. Goals of the day from yesterday, 20 in the First Division. Jim Rosenthal starts us off at Old Trafford.
Started Old Trafford, where Ryan Robson was at the centre of the action in the first half. Brilliant ball from the England skipper. Ruddock can't cut it out. Watch for some unselfish work from Mark Hughes, and that's 1-0 Brian McClare. The relief around Old Trafford, though, lasted for less than a minute, and this time Brian Robson was the villain of the piece. A poor back header. Matthew Le Tissier first to react. Southampton unbeaten in 10 matches, showing no fear at all at Old Trafford. The young side seemed to be enjoying it. They fell apart a bit, though, in the second half, and in the gloom as we waited for the floodlights to come on. Good work from Hughes, and the finish again from Brian McClare. But United get the points. They're by no means the finish article at the moment.
Norwich still unbeaten at home, but it's 10 points drop now at Carrow Road. Their 5th home draw of the season. They almost did enough to win in the first half. Everton had some narrow squeaks. They also had Neville Southall, who was in brilliant form. Norwich's half-time lead came via a set piece. Andy Linnigan's excellent header. Even Neville couldn't reach that one. Well, Everton just did enough to preserve their overnight lead. Slight technical hitch here. David just set. It's Tony Cotte's moment of glory. He's done everything but score over the past fortnight. All strikers need a slice of luck, and Cotte's luck appears to be changing.
Chelsea don't give much away at the Bridge. In fact, Manchester City, the last team to win there in the league, and that was 13 months ago. Good cross coming in from Mickey Hazard, and Kerry Dixon flicks Chelsea in front early in the second half. At that stage, the Chelsea fans thought they were going back to the top of the table. Dixon's form could well earn him a recall into the England squad. Coming up, though, one of the weekend's controversial moments. There's a little nudge there from Gale on Dixon. The linesman thought it was a foul. Play on, said the referee. And look at that from Clive Allen. Definite early contender for goal of the season. Chelsea very unhappy about it. Clive Allen made them pay. Chelsea manager Bobby Campbell furious too, but referee Ken Redfern said, I was better placed than the linesman. That's why I let it go on.
Arsenal on a high after the midweek victory over Liverpool in the Littlewoods Cup. Went in front against Derby after only 4 minutes. Alan Smith back in favour, Liverpool's executioner. His second of the week, wind assisted. Certainly definitely stranded. Now, Arsenal hadn't even conceded a goal at Highbury this season, but don't forget, Derby beat them twice in their championship year. Ted McMinn bamboozling Lee Dixon. He had a bit of luck on his side as well, didn't he? He also had Paul Goddard, Goddard's 6th goal of the season. But Schultz really did his stuff as Arsenal went in search of a winner. Unexpected snapshot coming up here from Merson, but what we've come to expect from England's number 1.
Well, Crystal Palace have recovered pretty well after conceding 9 goals here at Anfield. Brilliant volley from Ian Wright, and what a great save from Nigel Spink. Palace, in fact, were dreaming of their first away victory 5 minutes into the second half. Mark Bright showing great pace down the right-hand side. There's a bit of a fumble from Spink, and Alan Pardew makes him pay. Now, the Villa manager, Graham Taylor, says that David Platt is absolutely priceless in his side, and Platt shows why. Nice touch from the substitute Ormondroyd, That's 1-1 on the hour. Villa on a good run, though, heading for their 4th victory. Substitute Birch, and watch for Platt again. Superb skills and reactions. Villa on a run, and the match is there for the game against Everton next Sunday.
Millwall had lost the previous 3, red-faced on Monday, all right, following their Littlewoods Cup exit at Tranmere. Stunning move, this. Teddy Sheringham ending up in his backside. Cascarino failing with a broadside. Ian Dawes coming in on the blind side. His 3rd of the season. Now, with Luton 1 point and 2 goals on their travels so far, they hit back just before half-time through their Danish international Lars Elstrup. His 1st in the league, his 6th overall, the previous 5, all against Mansfield.
Both Charlton and Coventry are struggling to find their form at the moment, but Charlton can always look to the reactions of Paul Mortimer to provide them with a goal. They've never beaten Coventry since they returned to the First Division, and Coventry chasing their 1st win in the league for 6 weeks. And it all square, this one. David Speedie causes the Sky Blues problems with some of his disciplinary actions on the pitch. Good reactions from him there, though. 1-1, Charlton-Coventry.
No goals for 5 games, only 2 in the league all season, both at home. Sheffield Wednesday going from bad to worse. That's the only goal. Little Terry Gibson, Wimbledon's 1st away win.
This one looked a surefire bet for Forest. They'd won the last 3 in the league, and Rangers had lost the last 3. Looked to be going according to form too. Gary Crosby, just 4 minutes gone. Rangers, in fact, with only 1 league victory since the opening game of the season, needing a boost, and they got it early in the second half. This is Andy Sinton, and that's a great curler beyond Steve Sutton. Forest aren't scoring too many goals at the City Ground these days. Nigel Clough might be out of the England picture at the moment, but he's still got a lovely touch on him. Look at this one. That's Lee Chapman, and that's 2-1. Look to be heading Forest's way until the last couple of minutes. Rangers brought on Paul Wright. He'd only been on the field for 4 minutes, but he got the point for QPR. Forest 2, Rangers 2.
Well, some great goals there, but possibly the most significant of the weekend. John Barnes is for Liverpool this afternoon, which takes them to the top of the First Division, above the overnight leaders, Everton. Right, Jimmy Greaves, come on, your goal of the weekend.
John Barnes weren't bad, but I think Clive Allen's was a bit special, didn't you? I mean, he looked up, took it on the volley. Wouldn't argue with that, would you, Graham?
I wouldn't know.
Graham, one final word from you. How does the Liverpool team that leads the league now, that we've seen this afternoon, how does it compare to the great team that you played in the late 70s?
Very difficult to make a comparison, but they're great to watch. I mean, that is what the game is about, you know, the passing and the moving, especially in the first half. We've got everything but a lot of goals today. Created a lot of chances. I don't know. I don't think anyone could ever really answer that truthfully.
You know, you said to me earlier that your team had a bit more of that.
But they're a wee bit more in the past.
The team before it has had a bit more of that as well,
Jimmy, no one's got more of that than you. Listen, I've got to say thanks very much for being with us, both of you, this afternoon. It's been terrific. We've got football on ITV on Wednesday, boxing next week, and the match next week, Aston Villa against Everton. Same time, different place. Bye-bye.